Da 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 da. Oscar Wilde's The Picture of Dorian Gray. Chapter 19. So let's get this started. Several weeks have passed, and it seems that Lord Henry visits Dorian in his London home. Hey, you're in London. Yeah. And Dorian claims that he wants to reform himself and be virtuous. As evidence of his newfound resolve, Dorian describes a recent trip to the country during which he passed up an opportunity to seduce and defile an innkeeper's innocent daughter. Lord Henry actually dismisses Dorian's intentions to reform, as you say, and returns to the conversation on other subjects like Alan Campbell's recent suicide and the continued mystery of Basil Hallward's disappearance. Dorian asks if Lord Henry has ever considered that Basil might have been murdered. Lord Henry dismisses the idea, noting that Basil lacked enemies. Dorian then asks, "What would you say, Harry, if I told you that I was the one who murdered Basil?" Lord Henry laughs in response that the murder is too vulgar for a man like Dorian. The conversation drifts away from Basil, and Lord Henry then asks Dorian, what does it profit someone? What does it profit a man, if he gains the whole world and lose, how does the quotation run? His own soul. Dorian actually starts nervously, and then Lord Henry explains that he had heard from a street porcher posing the question to a crowd, and then he mocks the man, mocking the man in his typical fashion. In my typical fashion, I will mock the man. Mock. Tired of mocking. But then Dorian cuts him short, insisting that the soul is very real. And Lord Henry laughs at the suggestion, wondering about how Dorian has managed to remain so young after all these years. And he wishes he knew Dorian's secret and praises Dorian's life as being exquisite. Exquisite, will you say? And that way, he commends Dorian's mode of living and begs him not to spoil it by becoming virtuous. Dorian somberly asks his friend not to loan anyone else the Yellow Book, which has had such a corrupting effect upon his own character. But Lord Henry discounts his moralizing and remarks that art has no influence upon the action, and that the books the world calls immoral are books that show the world its own shame. Then before leaving, Lord Henry actually invites Dorian to visit him the next day. Like, hey, you can come visit me tomorrow. Yeah, sure. Okay. And then, invitation. Yippee. And that's about it. So, I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode, and I'll see you guys soon. Peace! I better stop doing this. Not.